Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MMA Dungeon. Today we are joined by Simeon Powell, who takes on Emiliano Sordi on May 2nd in South Dakota on PFL's highly anticipated stop in Sioux Falls. Simeon, first of all, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, bro.
We're going to jump right into this. I know that you're finalizing your camp now. You're still back home. You haven't made it to South Dakota just yet, but we are very
Yeah.
excited to see you, very excited to catch up. It's been about a year, or it will be just under a year by the time you get into the PFL Smart Cage. And as somebody who went, I think 7-0, your first 7 pro bouts all happened in one calendar year. Talk to me about what this gap has been like and kind of what the dynamic has been like having this break.
It's always tough, but I think as as I got older, I've learned the art of patience. So I've used this time and to reflect and just get mentally and physically stronger. In all areas. So I've used it to my benefit. So it's been great, really.
Well, that's good to hear. I think you're still over at Great Britain top team. Is that right?
Uh, I'm a bit everywhere at the moment.
Okay.
I stood, yeah. So uh, GB top team is always home. It's always like my base. But I do travel elsewhere to with different training partners and stuff like that.
Okay, very nice. Well, I was going to ask specifically about kind of the experience there, just knowing there's a lot of big names, some killers on the mats at GB Top
Yeah,
Team. Some people making some big noise, Logan Storley, Nathaniel Wood, Lonar Kavanaugh, just to name a couple of them. So talk to me, I guess, about being at that team, and also if you want to highlight where else you've been training and who your partners, your coaches have been through this camp.
yeah. So obviously, yeah, GB top team is a great gym.
Mhm.
You got like Brad Pickett, Ash Grimshaw, and the boys over there. Like Lonnie's killing it. Right, you got so many killers on the mat, and it's such a great environment when you go down there because like it's just everyone's at such a high level and everyone's got this common goal. It's like a brotherhood down there. But for this camp, I've been training at Trident MMA in North London, right, North Londonish area. Um, my coach Marcus Paul. Training with Modestus Bukauskas, UFC light heavyweight, um, and Luke Trainer. So yeah, we got a great team, um, and great coaching there. No, it's relatively new, and but I feel like you're gonna hear a lot of fighters coming out there soon.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's great. It sounds like you're definitely taking the iron sharpens iron kind of mantra and putting yourself in the right places with the right folks. So very excited to see kind of how
So
that plays out and how you absorb that talent that's around you, man. I want to talk to you for a second about your opponent, Emiliano Sordi.
mhm.
He has an incredibly long fight resume and across a lot of different disciplines and practices and promotions. Kind of give me your overall thoughts and trying to figure out a puzzle of somebody that's such a veteran of the game.
Yeah, so I think um, obviously fighting from my last fight, I was Shoeface. Fighting him, I learned a lot as he was a veteran, just like Emiliano. But I've learned now to just instead of worrying about so much what they can do, I feel like I have a lot of threats that they need to worry about, and I need to apply that. So yeah, I could go into detail about how many fights he's had and all of that, but in reality, I'm the young, up and coming, hungry fighter, and I feel like he's got to worry about what I'm going to bring to him. Um, Look, he's not. He's been around for a long time, and he's not bad anywhere. Like there's no part of his game that I look at and I think he needs work there. But there's also I look at it as he's not amazing at one particular thing that I need to worry about. So I just got to go out there and do what I do to the best that I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely proven that despite being young and kind of being newer than maybe some of your opponents, you can definitely keep up. I mean, it's evident by your resume. And I want to talk a little bit about where the two of you land in the rankings, the PFL's newly rolled out rankings. Now, I know when you
Yeah,
first, I think when they first showed up, you were ranked number 4. You've since moved
yeah, yeah.
despite not fighting, and that kind of is happening with a lot of different fighters. I think right now you're
Yeah.
sitting at, yeah, it looks like 6. So, kind of talk to
Six,
me about
yeah.
where you see yourself in the rankings and the path that you see to that title shot.
Um, yeah, man, like I don't pay too much attention to it. Only to the like to the actual fighters on it. So maybe a number 6 is cool. Right now I just gotta get past Emiliano, and then what I believe I want is a top 3 matchup, a possible rematch with Face. That would make sense. Or yeah, whatever, anything that gets me closer to that title shot.
Yeah, yeah, I think a rematch would be great, especially if you win, in the fashion that we know you can. Let's
Yeah,
stick with the rankings for just a second more. Let's talk about the
yeah.
champion of your division, Mr. Corey Anderson. Uh, Incredible outing in his I would say inaugural title shot, right? When they kind of came up with this new system, got rid of the tournament, so it's kind of like a new legacy for this title belt. He
Mm.
seems to be calling out Vadim Nemkov for some reason. It seems like he's kind of gunning for that. Have you heard this? Have you seen it? Do you have thoughts on a champion calling out a fighter in another division?
No, what is what is. Like, I think he's just trying to get paid. He's trying to make it like he's been around for a long time, so he's probably looking for the big money fights. So I don't blame him. They don't. To be honest, it don't concern me right now. I've got I've got a fight to get to that shot. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But if he's the champ, still he's the champ. If not, it don't bother me right now. Do you know what I mean?
I like that. I like that. It's you're focused on your road and you'll get there when you get there.
Yeah,
Let's uh
exactly.
let's take let's take a moment real quick just to talk about life outside of the smart cage. You have an incredible highlight on your Instagram called Side Quests, and it seems like
Yeah.
you are adventuring in every channel, every way. There's horses, there's outdoors, there's mountains, there's everything.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. I know that you're an engineer, I believe. I think you have an engineering degree, so you clearly have a very bright
Yeah.
personality outside of fighting. And
Yeah.
combine that with your fighting prowess, incredible character. Talk to me about these side quests and what
Yeah.
you've been up to lately.
Yeah, man. So, well, on my side quests, there are things that I guess I wanted to try or wanted to learn or had an interest in. Um, and some people just have limitations on their life because I don't know, they're scared or for whatever reason it is. Me, I just want to go out and try everything. You got one life, and so why not try it? Why not do it? So you're gonna see a lot more side quests in the future.
Well, it's incredibly exciting to both watch your fighting progress and also these side quests kind of living vicariously through you. One
Yes,
last
sir.
one for me. I want to kind of wrap up here. You are one of the few fighters who has fought under both the PFL and the Bellator banner. And while everybody out there is making a lot of noise about what it should be renamed to, what the whole branding thing, John Martin made a couple statements. I think we could have a little fun with it. So I'm curious, what are your ideas? How do you feel about the potential rebrand? And if not Bellator, do you have any sort of names or suggestions out there for John Martin?
You know what? I actually haven't thought of it, to be fair. I think Bellator's fun. Like, it's always one that I think people know, especially in the UK. I think the name Bellator is definitely probably more popular just because of how many times they came to the UK with big stars like Michael Page and stuff like that. Um, but I, do you know what? In all honesty, bro, if PFL is cool, it's different. I like it. The professional fighters league, it's clean, it's smart. You know what I mean? So just keep it the same. I would.
It feels to me like when you're in the cage, it's more of the Simeon Powell show than it is anything else, right?
Yeah, exactly, bro.
I
I'll
thought
just
you'd
go
like
in there and fight, bro. It could, I forget whatever name it is. I'm fighting under, like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm fighting another human being that's trying to take my head off. Like, who
very
cares what
nice.
the name of the brand is? You know what I mean?
Well, Simeon, I really appreciate your time. I know you're wrapping up camp. We're under 2 weeks away, so I want to give you
So,
the mic for your last word. If there's any like family, friends, sparring partners, sponsors, anyone you want to shout out and just let us know, upcoming fight, how you feeling, and we'll go from there.
nah, guys, tune in May 2nd. Um, be PFL Sioux Falls. I'm gonna just shout out all my training partners, my sponsors, everyone that's helped me throughout this camp, the fans, everything. So tune in. You're gonna see an exciting fight. Yeah, man. See you there.
Thank you very much, Simeon, on behalf of myself and everybody watching. Best of luck May 2nd.
Appreciate you, bro.